Episode 17.
Going on, brother, man?
Doing good, man. Well, actually, yeah, for public sake, I'm doing good, man. I can't complain.
Yeah, man. Another day, another dollar, bro. So you gotta look at it, man. Definitely happy to be back. Another episode, man. Let's get to it.
Let's get straight to it. A lot going on, a lot of different things, from politics, money, IPOs, people on the streaming side. For the people who've been seeing this, Dean and AB stuff, just a lot going on. But before we dive into any topics, you guys know the program. We have to get the disclaimer. So the views expressed in this podcast are strictly our own and do not represent our employers or any affiliated organizations. We are not financial advisors, tax professionals, or legal experts. We're sharing our personal perspectives and breaking down these industries in real time, but none of this is professional advice. Always do your own due diligence and consult with qualified professionals before making major moves. We're learning out loud. Join us, but the plays you make are your own. Um, Now that we got that out the way,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should start off, man. We've been talking about this a lot lately. Is this the money machines? So SpaceX, OpenAI, Anthropic, different IPOs, $1 trillion IPO. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but SpaceX has recently filed for the S1 or filed their S1, expected to price about June 11th at a 1.5 to 1.75 trillion dollar valuation. And that's just SpaceX.
Yeah, no, I I personally, like I said, I know we talk about the IPO hype, and just kind of like how just like the magnitude of these valuations and how it's just like kind of unprecedented in regard to companies just coming in and immediately being like in the Mag 7. Like when SpaceX IPOs, it will be more valuable than Meta, like off the rip. And it's just like I actually am not I am not actually I don't think I'm gonna partake in the SpaceX IPO personally. I think I'm gonna wait a few months, probably 6 to 8 months before I do actually invest. I think that I'm sure like a lot of people understand, like when it comes to IPOs, more times than not, they tend to be more of like a kind of like a rug pull. Like you see it race to these all-time highs, it's trading at all-time highs, all-time high valuations. Everyone's pumping it, pumping it, pumping it, and then a day or two later drops back down and the price is a bit more regulated. That isn't even so much what I'm concerned about. That happens with just about every IPO. The thing I'm concerned about here is that when you actually look at SpaceX, their revenues and what drives the company, they burn cash, bro. And it's like, I know that's kind of like been the stipulation between a lot of these IPO, like especially with Anthropic and OpenAI, but SpaceX is in a way different tier to me. When you look at their numbers, and I'm just referencing fiscal year 25, ending December 2025 for like, so SpaceX, they have different, streams of business and streams of revenue. So obviously their space business operates with a 67% gross margin. Their connectivity business, so Starlink, operates with a 48% gross margin, and then AI. So that includes XAI, Grok, and then X or Twitter, I guess, and they operate with a 32% gross margin. So you can think of these three kind of, I guess, streams like the main sources of revenue and whatever. And so I'm just going to break this down really briefly for you guys so that you can kind of understand like my stance on it, right? So the space business brings in 4.1 billion a year. That's up 8% year over year. The connectivity business, so Starlink, that brings in 11.4 billion. That brought in 11.4 billion, so up 50% year over year. The AI business brought in 3.2 billion, which is up 22% year over year. And I'll also give them credit for that because I'm sure you guys, have seen with the major deal that Anthropic signed with Elon Musk is his XAI company. They're basically paying them $1.25 billion for compute for the next few years. I think locked into like 2029 or 2030, something like that. So all up, their revenue is $18.7 billion. That sounds good. Up 33% year over year, making money. So let's break this down because, companies, they aren't, we don't look at companies just from revenue, right? There's a lot more that goes into it. Now we have gross profit and we have cost of revenue. Gross profit, actually, and I'm going to actually pull this up so you guys can see, if you're watching the video, so you guys can see the graph that I'm looking through to give you guys a visual. Let me show you guys this really quickly. Okay. You can see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So check this out. Gross profit, 9.2 billion. Cost of revenue, 9.5 billion. That out of that gross profit, 9.2 billion, 11.8 is operating expenses, which means they are losing money every year, every quarter. 8.6 of that is going to research and development, another to SG&A, another to restructuring, another to impairment. So they are operating on they're moving with an operating loss of 2.6 billion, a 14% margin, the 17% or 17-point delta year over year. They are losing money and they are coming in more valuable than Meta. And it's just like, you have to sit there and you have to think, like, is this, I know we throw the bubble term around and I know we throw like, I know we throw the bubble and the AI kind of bubble term around, like, but this is one of those situations where it's like, I personally would like to be on the sideline for a bit. I'd like to wait this out. I'd like to wait this out and like kind of like see this become a little bit more regulated. I think people are really excited because it's Elon's company. It's it's an opportunity to get into an IPO, and I'm sure a lot of people will make a lot of money off of this IPO because there are a ton of companies that are also tied into it, like Google as an example. But it's just like when I look back at it, and I like to pull this one up as well. Sorry, give me one sec. I'm gonna show this one too. So this is Meta's who would be considered less valuable than the SpaceX once they IPO. But man, Meta, this is fiscal year 24. This isn't even super, actually, this is as an example. Let's just, bottom line here, Meta is net profiting $62.4 billion year over year. Look at their revenue. Look at how much more green there is. SpaceX is literally losing cash, losing billions of dollars a year. Meta makes $60 billion a year, a quarter, right? Like, does this not ring an alarm to anybody, bro? Like, is anybody not like somewhat scared of these valuations? They are coming in and being immediately priced above Meta, which controls pretty much everything you look at, the entire ecosystem of apps, messaging, and social media. I don't know, man. That's my personal sentiment. I know there are other people out here who are like super excited for what can come of the IPO. And like I said, I think it's going to pump the market a lot, but I personally will not be getting over leveraged or even getting a position into this IPO. I'd like to wait for quite some time for this one.
No, that's facts. I think looking at the models, I don't know how you can really deny it. Like how things are looking. I know IPOs. I mean, not even just from a stance of revenue, but like we talked about last week or last episode, where people sell off. Like there's people who have holdings they can't sell for 6 months. I believe. Fact check that for all the viewers out there. Like I said, we're not professionals, but it's just an interesting time. I think a lot of people are sitting here with a FOMO, especially after Intel jumped up 70-something% since March or something crazy. After Trump said buy the stock, there's
Oh man,
a lot of people like don't fall for the traps. I mean, hey, it's these numbers, these returns, this in short of a time frame are not normal at all.
no, not
And
at all. This AI revolution has made like front loading 100, 200, 300% gains in a year, or not even in this case in a couple months, right? Like a Micron, a SanDisk, a WDC, a Dell. Like we are getting like people are beginning. I think people think that this is normal. Like people will look at people will like invest in a slow growth in a growth ETF and get like a 16% gain and think that they lost for the year. Like we're in an era now where people genuinely believe that anything less than like a 100, 200% gain is like a failure. And there was a time where people were jumping for joy for a 10% return year over year.
yeah, nah, which one was the one that Trump said? Was it Dell or Intel? Because
That's another thing that we can actually jump into, like the amount of and mind you, no other president in history is doing what he does, and his claim is that he has a portfolio, it's independently managed. All other presidents, they've made like a blind trust. They don't even engage in it. They avoid conflict of interest, or like even they just dispel any suspicion of insider trading. Bro, this guy has disclosed at least $220 million in financial transactions earlier this year. The first 3 months of 2026, my man, first 3 months of 2026, he said it's been a cumulative value of between 220 million and 750 million. He has bought Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, Broadcom, Goldman Sachs, Bonds, Dell, Nvidia, Apple, Micro. Like, it is so like, and it's like if you dive into it and you just kind of like backtrack and see some of the stuff that he does, like Dell is an example. Dell's at an all-time high. I've never seen a candlestick like that crazy after earnings. Mind you, if you go back a couple months, Susan and Michael Dell made the largest donation to a president in history, $6.5 billion to fund Trump accounts for children. 3 months ago, or a few months ago, back in like December of 25, calls out Dell, pumps up these U.S. companies. Now they're trading at what, $400 a share?
And I just have to say, I'm looking at this Forbes right now. This article is actually written in September, published September 9th, 2025. Donald Trump, I'm just going to read it, what it says. Donald Trump just had the most lucrative year of his life. The president is now worth a record 7.3 billion, up from 4.3 billion in 2024 when he was still running for office. The $3 billion gain vaulted him 118 spots on the Forbes 100, where he lands at number 201 this year. Mind you, this was in September. He hadn't even been president for a year yet. This is September 2025. And in his first, 9 months of actually sitting as president, he already went up 3 billion. And I don't know what it's at right now, but what we're seeing, and you look at the deals going on, I don't even know if you can call this alleged manipulation at this
It's
point.
very blatant. No president has gone out to a rally on national television and said, yeah, go buy this stock and pump, and like literally his words manipulate the market, and he knows that. No president has ever enriched himself during their presidency like this. I have never seen anything like this in my life. And it's just like everyone knows it, but nobody does anything. Nobody's gonna, like, when are we gonna pass legislation to I personally, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think all politicians should just not be allowed to trade, bro. Like,
No, it should be that way. I mean, you look at FBI agents, look at other
bro,
detectives, people in those agencies, they're not allowed to make these trade, like they're not allowed to
they
trade like
should
this.
not be able to trade. Like, it's gotten to a point where it's like people have literally made apps designed strictly to follow politicians' trades, like Nancy Pelosi, and people have gotten rich off of them. Like, people have gotten rich just following politicians' trades. And I'll like just pull up some numbers here. Like, let's see. This is so ridiculous, bro. This is so ridiculous, man. Like, there are entire websites, apps, platforms strictly for Congress stock trading insiders, bro. This is insane. And it's just like, I mean, these people sit in chairs and committees that are closest to companies, and it's just like, when are we actually going to do something about it? It's just corrupt from the bottom to the top, and it's like we have a president that's endorsing these companies like it's just like yeah, let me just give Micron a shout out, pump it up to 950. Yeah, let me just like,
And it's not legal for other, like, somehow politicians are able to do this, but other, like, you work for a bank, you work for agencies, you're not allowed to do this. And also, just as a rebuttal to other people, because I see this online too much, when people say, "Oh, what he's doing is illegal." Like when people say those things, people are like, "Oh, well, he said everyone could invest, everyone can get it. It doesn't matter how much
bro.
money you have. Everyone should have did it. He's putting it out there for everyone. Why are you mad? You must be missing out. You're broke." No, it's not. It shouldn't be like the economy we have. We shouldn't have to take part in insider trading just to get by. That should still be like I don't want to say luxury, but like an add-on, right? And it's not just because you're listening to what Trump says and you're following Trump and you're doing what these politicians are doing doesn't mean that you're better than people who aren't, and that the people who are struggling are invalid for having their struggles. Like that's just like people. I don't even know how to put it in words. I'm sure you've seen it too, where people are just constantly saying, "Well, he said it for everyone. Everyone had the same opportunity. You missed out." That's like saying, "Oh, we were all able to get food. It's your fault that you didn't get a plate and now you starved to death." Like that's not.
Yeah, it's just insensitive. Like, everybody may have the same opportunity, but everybody doesn't have the same circumstances. Like, some people, the starting the war starting this war and increasing these gas prices at the pump have made it almost impossible for people to be able to even partake in some following tail some of his trades because people are stretched thin with the prices of groceries and gas and insurance, right? It's just like like I said, really just a matter of circumstance and what you're able to kind of like, put to the side to even be able to partake in investing. Like I said, investing in itself is like it's a luxury. It's not even like a like being able to even have money to invest is a luxury, bro. Like everyone does not have access to this, or like a lot of people don't even have the money to partake in some of this stuff. And it's just like when you see someone who's supposed to be the leader of our country, the face of our country, um, take advantage of the market for his own personal gain and enrich himself and his family, it says a lot about like I think that's just our country in a nutshell, though, right? Like
No, 100%.
he bought Dell. He bought millions of dollars in Dell stock. 9 days later, in a speech, he's told his audience to go out and buy a Dell computer. After building a large position in Micron, he spoke about the company on Fox, calling it one of the hottest companies. He bought between $1 and $5 million of Palantir stock, and then later posted on True Social that the company has proven to have great war-fighting capabilities and equipment. He accumulated millions in Apple shares and then praised the company during announcements regarding domestic manufacturing. I don't know how else to put it. I've never seen another president do this.
Yeah. But like you said, this is America. They say it's land of the free, opportunity. I mean, historically, while I'm not going to deny what America is and opportunities that we're afforded here,
Mhm.
these opportunities are not free. It's someone's getting stepped on, someone's getting screwed over. Literally since the beginning of this, like from the country's inception, it has been getting cooked. And I've been seeing a lot of clips from whatever Mel Gibson movie he put out, which I know Mel Gibson isn't the best person. You know, he said a lot of very
Yeah,
bad things and treated people horribly over the years. But
yeah.
this clip from I forgot what it's called. People keep giving him praise, like, "Oh, it's so legit," blah blah blah. And it was like an older movie, not older, but basically he directed it, and it was about Europeans arriving to the Americas, and they use like actual indigenous people in the movie with no acting history, like literally just indigenous people in the movie, which
Mhm.
you think about that what you will, but it's like even that, like this stuff, people profit off of these things. And I didn't even know Mel Gibson had made, what was it, that Jesus movie of some years ago? I forgot what it was called. It was like a
Mhm.
big like movie about Jesus being crucified and all these different things.
Yeah, the Passion of Christ.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think that was it. But it's like all of these things, yes, it's America, but like someone's getting screwed over and people are just being used. I mean, we have black exploitation. We have the president is literally talking about banning international flights from to and from specific cities, cities that are more liberal leaning, immigrant friendly leaning, like New York, Chicago, like some pretty major places. But I mean, that's just America. So yes, while the people out there blindly supporting all of this are saying, "Oh, well, this is doing the American dream," or we're living the American dream," someone's getting screwed over, man. The American dream is not for you. Like if you're the average person, it's not for you at all. It's for the people whose whatever device you're using, whatever internet you pay for, whatever clothes you have on your body, it's for them. It's not for you.
Yeah. Scary times, man.
Yeah, it's scary, man. I shoot. And even more so, I'm looking, it says 271,000 federal jobs gone and banking by immigration status, where I believe banks are now checking immigration status, or I'm not 100% sure on that one. We're just throwing it out there for people to look into. If it sounds crazy, look into it from reliable sources and let's check it out. But quick fact, 271,000 federal jobs were eliminated. Black unemployment is at 7.6% in Q1 2026, a 2-1-1 ratio versus white workers, according to the Economic Policy Institute and Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies. But and on the banking side, May 19th, 2026, executive order requires banks to screen customers for immigration status during account opening and lending, according to a White House fact sheet slash time in May 2026.
It's just like why is this what you're worried about? Like,
But people are
okay.
choosing between food and gas. But
Like, bro, like I get it. Illegal, undocumented immigrants that are not paying to okay. I get it. But it's just like why are people who have moved to this country, gone through all the proper due processes, kind of like got themselves integrated with the country and have made a life for themselves, gone out, good citizens. Why are they just like, I don't get it, man.
I mean, it's the same reason why he's trying to, or certain entities are trying to now say birthright citizenship in the U.S. is not guarantee you U.S. citizenship, which I find
Like,
that
what else do we need, bro?
look, my thing is, how far are we going to take that, right? Because if we're being honest, me and you have deeper ties to America than Donald Trump. Like you go back, I think just three generations in the Trump lineage, them folks came from overseas.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about birthright citizenship, we are more American than that. I mean, than him. So it's like, how far are we going to go? Because I know we all know that the end goal here, or not end goal, but one of the objectives on the board of to do is to somehow figure out a way to make black people not U.S. citizens. That
Just to purify the country.
yeah, what if they get rid of black people, right? Because sure, you look at other growing populations of minorities in America. Of course, you have Latin Americans, you have Indians. I think Indians are the fastest growing minority outside of Latin Americans in America, in at least 49 states. Last time I checked, but that was a few months ago. And once they figure that, I mean, I think they already tried to target international people like plenty of times. They're just not being as aggressive as I know they would like to. But if they can get rid of black people or take our rights away, like more, and just make us just here until like force us out, or make it so that they can legally get us out of
Mhm.
here, I think that's in their eyes that's battle won. Because if they get rid of us, they can get rid of anybody.
It's like, bro, we're like we white non-Hispanic people take up like 58% of the US. Hispanic or Latino, 19 to 20%. Black or African American, 12 to 13%. Asian, 6 to 7%. And then everything else is kind of like, I mean, pretty negligible. Like two or more races, Native American, Native Hawaiian, all like 2.2%, stuff like that. But it's just like, you guys are already the majority by a long shot, man. What more do you need from us?
They're scared of 2050, bro. Like, because 2050, or I don't know what the exact year is, but in the future, bro, none of this race stuff is gonna matter. Like, I don't think people understand. The minute boats were invented, the minute travel was thought about, and people went further than just their village or their country, the idea of race as an individual thing ended. You can keep the culture, but if people want these boxes so bad of black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever the boxes are, those things are done. Like America tries, like they're trying to be like certain country. Let's say China, for example, right? I don't know how, I've never been to China, but I'm sure you go to China, you'll see a lot of people who might look similar more than you would see in America. You go through America to America, you go to the biggest city in America, you'll see a mix of everything. You go to China, you might see less of a mix, right? And I think they want to be like that, where the country has a visual identity. But man, you can't, people are mixing cultures, mixing races. It's inevitable. In 100, 200, 300, 400, however long it takes, some time from it, everyone's going to be just a shade of brown. Like that's what it's going to come down. It's just what shade of brown, everyone's going to be brown.
Can't stop it.
I'm gonna say it's inevitable. You can kill however many people you want to kill. You can try to cleanse all you want to. Bro, Europe itself is turning brown. Like Europe as a continent is becoming more brown. Some of the best athletes out of Europe are African by lineage,
Mhm.
and they represent because that's where they're from. They're from Europe, but genetically, like ethnically, they're African or wherever they're from. So it's like it's either way. We know who gets the last laugh and all this. I mean, God gets the last laugh always, but this whole race thing is stupid, man.
Yeah, yeah, it is, unfortunately. It is. Can do is pray, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's all we can do. But speaking of, I guess in brighter news, unless actually, did you want
What's
to?
that? Is it brighter news?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can talk about this because we didn't talk about this last week. I was gonna mention the international war that we're having in the Western Conference Finals, but this
Spurs and seven chat.
I need it. People say that the Knicks want to see the Spurs in the finals because in experience, but We can talk about that in a second though. We can talk about that in a second though. First off, something a little bit more while we on this down vibe. Ebola, man. Ebola, hantavirus cruise ship, who the system protects. So I haven't heard a whole lot about the hantavirus since the first few weeks, but I know the Ebola situation has been causing a lot of tension. There's been some violence. We're not really getting the truth about the numbers, and I think people are very upset about that. So just to kind of read something off, just to kind of get some context, the World Health Organization declared Ebola a public health emergency on the of international concern on May 17th. The outbreak is centered in the DRC, that's the Democratic Republic of Congo, with cases crossing into Uganda, where we have 900 plus suspected cases and 220 plus deaths, driven by a strain, uh, Bu- Bundibugyo, uh, Bundibugyo. I hope I'm saying Bundibugyo, that has, I'm sorry, this isn't funny, that has no approved vaccine. The high ratio of suspected to confirmed cases suggests it was spreading undetected before it was caught. Separately, a hantavirus cluster traced to a transatlantic cruise produced 10 cases and 3 deaths from the Andes virus, notable because it's the one hantavirus strain known to spread person to person, which is what pulled U.S. health authorities in and led to the ship being diverted. Um, so a lot going on, man, and people carry a mask with you, man. We also got measles spreading too because people aren't getting vaccinated.
That's ridiculous, man. Mind you, let's also keep in mind that this current administration has they've continuously sought to or I guess like look to slash the CDC's budget under US Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who knows absolutely nothing about health.
You can do a pull up though.
Yeah, sweeping agency restructuring. They've cut thousands of positions and reduced the CDC's budget and contracting capacities significantly. Significantly. Yeah, like let's just keep in mind, like when this stuff does happen, and God forbid it gets out and like comes, or like becomes like on the scale of like a world pandemic again, like COVID. Let's remember who like I don't even know where I think actually no. Can we actually talk about that? How they're trying to make a slush fund to pay back people. No, yeah, no, because this actually like
You
I
talking about the
actually got
January Sixers?
yes,
Yeah,
bro. That
yeah.
that is some of the most backwards.
Called preparation, bro. It's the same thing that they do allegedly in other countries. It's called funding militia.
Bro, they want oh my gosh, like it is so ridiculous, bro. They want to draw 1.776 billion in tax dollars to go into a slush fund to pay out third parties or people who felt that they were like I'm trying to find the actual like statement that they use for it. I'm trying to find the actual statement. Yeah, it's the anti-weaponization fund for pardon January 6th riot defendants who assaulted police officers. And it's like, can you imagine that? Getting rewarded for raiding the Capitol, one of the supposed to be one of the most secure places in America. You can raid the Capitol, commit political violence, and get pardoned, and actually get money back for it with tax dollars. I thought it was a joke. This entire administration is racketeering. That's all they do. Actual criminals. Yeah. No, unfortunately, in America, the usual suspect is either one of us or someone that looks like an illegal immigrant. Unfortunately, like the concept of my hard-earned tax dollars going to reward someone that raided the Capitol. Are we serious? Is nobody alarmed? That's crazy, man. And I'm happy to see like what California's doing for this. They have imposed they said they're imposing they will impose a 100% tax on payments distributed under the Trump administration's nearly 1.8 billion fund for victims of alleged political weaponization. So yeah, 100% tax. I hope that every state does that. They want to tax 100% of those proceeds. Like they are just more states need to follow right behind. Because that is just unreal to me. That's unreal to me. How? How are they a how can you possibly flip this to make them a victim? They raided the Capitol. They assaulted officers. They broke into the Capitol. Yeah, he keep doing all this stuff to try to like nobody's ever going to forget. Ever. There is no spot for him in heaven. I just don't know how this is real, bro. Like it's in private, like like away, like it's like they just have to be seen. They have to. Yeah, everybody ain't just gonna lay down and take it. Pulse. Like there's going to be some retaliation at some point, bro. Like, yeah, yeah. Like exactly. Like somebody gonna hit back eventually, bro. Like it's only a matter of time because when we actually do hit somebody back in the mouth, you can tell when it's their first time getting hit in the mouth, bro, because how they react, bro. Like their time will come, brother. I'm just waiting on it patiently. So I'm excited for midterms, man. I like to see how this turns out. Yeah. Hey man, bro, that is literally gonna be the loudest boo. Like if he genuinely appears in Madison Square Garden, that's gonna be the loudest boo. Like it's gonna be a crowd pop for boos. Like, I don't know why he thinks that he's actually like loved or enjoyed. Not in cities where it's people that look like us. You can go to West. You want to do stuff like that? You gotta go to West Virginia, bro. West Virginia, Maine. You know what I'm saying? Vermont, New Hampshire. Like those are the states you can roll up in there and they gonna go crazy for you. I mean, actually, I don't even know. After you just see Jackson Dart introduced, bro. Dude doesn't have a brain. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, yeah, I really does. I really hope he just. I'm saying, but the thing is, he's not a good businessman, bro. It's not. He inherited everything and still lost, bro. Yeah, yeah. Literally, like he just has to have his hands in every single bucket, bro. Do their jobs. Yeah, yeah. And I'm actually glad I just saw this. Elizabeth Warren, U.S. Senate of for Massachusetts. She came out and said the president. We just said the same thing. The president should not be able to own and trade stocks, or the vice president or members of Congress. I feel like this should be a basic. This should not. This shouldn't be like overcomplicated. There shouldn't be much deliberation. Yeah, these guys are corrupt, bro. I see why people want to get into politics, bro. Yeah. For sure. This is just where we are. It's unfortunate, but hopefully there's some type of reform or change or some type of legislation that actually gets passed that just stops this because this is insane. But yeah, man, I'm not even sure. Sure Tony Brothers is, so he can keep giving Shea his 17 free throws a night, bro. I don't know. I get it, bro. Yeah, 2-time MVP. Shouldn't have been MVP this year, bro. But I just don't know how you support him, bro. I don't know how you can watch him and enjoy how he plays. He's on the floor at the free throw line. He is not like it is so hard to watch him. Like, and it's like people keep trying to draw these comparisons of him to Kobe. And I wasn't even the biggest Kobe guy either. But I know one thing when Kobe was in that mid post or in the mid range, bro, yes, he'll get his bump. He'll get his bump. He'll get some contact. But the thing about Kobe, he's not looking for a foul, bro. He's trying to just line himself up so he can get his shot and get his footwork in place. He will get his bump and go straight up, shoot and go. Shea, like the difference between them, Kobe is bumping looking to score. Shea is bumping looking to get a foul, like looking to fall and roll around on the ground, bro. And it's just like, it is just so hard to watch him sometimes, bro, because it's just like that should be an offensive foul. Like if you are like I get it, there's sometimes you can draw contact, but bro, if you are deliberately like way away from the paint, bro, you are literally throwing yourself into people for the sake of 2 free throws, bro. I'm just like, gang, how is this not out? Because it was a stretch where like Trae Young, Harden, none of them they was getting offensive foul calls for that. But now it's like it's just like I feel like the way that the game is ref, there like the swing of the game is like a lot of the momentum and is heavily favored towards the offense, bro. And the defense just has no like leverage, bro. Like you just have to take it, bro. It's crazy to me. But I will be pulling up to a bar, sports bar, or something to hate watch on OKC and watch Wemby and my boys advance to the finals, man. I can't stand OKC. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I cannot watch. I cannot watch another second of OKC basketball. I can't. I want them going forever. That's the thing. I want them going forever. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they would like the fact. I mean, he's already like held as a top 2 player ever. So everybody, you either got him 1 or 2, depending on who you talk to. If he wins that '07 final, I don't think there would be a dispute. There wouldn't be a argument whatsoever. Like I mean, even being considered the second greatest player of all time is still an insane achievement in itself. But I think he win that. I mean, it wouldn't even be no argument. It'd just be like, okay, we know what the ranking is. We just waiting for somebody to surpass him. But I don't know, bro. Wemby win this joint year 3. I already see what type of timing he on, bro. I already see what type of timing he on, bro. Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, Ant, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Ant either gonna have to go get Giannis, or he want to go to the East, bro. He has no shot in this West. I'm sorry, he has no shot in the West, bro. Randall and Obert, that's not it, bro. Yeah, they have no chance. Like dudes like him, Luca, like those guys, they're just like they are so good, but they just play in an era where it's just like and I feel sorry for them type of dude because like when I think about like Bron and like the type of dudes he just kept out of the finals year over year. I think about dudes like DeMar DeRozan, like Paul George, like 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 there are just dudes in every generation that just keep really, really, really good basketball players from being great basketball players because they just have no chance of getting accolades, of getting rings because they are playing with literal demigods on the court, bro. And Wemby is that, yeah, 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 bro. It's just dudes that will just never get like same with MJ, like these dudes. I mean, Charles Barkley. I mean, Stockton Malone. Like, yeah. Like the difference is, bro. Like domination to me is just like you are so good that you just keep other people from like even having a chance, bro. Like going to the finals 10 straight times, bro. Nobody even has a chance. Nobody else has a chance with you, bro. Like it's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah, but I'll be seated for this 8 watch, bro, for sure, for sure. I'm excited, man. But yeah, man. Yeah. I think that covers it, bro. Hey, man, we will, like you said, man, we'll catch y'all next episode. Appreciate anybody that tuned in. More coming, more on the way. Birds basketball today, baby. Catch y'all next week, man. Peace.